gentlemen, this is Creator from Gun Nation United. Before we get into this month's podcast, I would like to have a public service announcement. We're going to be talking about 6 different series, and they're listed in the description. So if you're not caught up on these series, don't watch this video. And if you get easily offended by other people's opinion and you can't comprehend an opinion, go ahead and click off this video, because today we're not handing out pussy passes. Everything in this video is our opinion. If you don't like it, you are more than welcome to let us know what your opinion is, but don't be an asshole. Just form your own opinion, and we'll get back in the comments there with you and tell you our reason, and we can have a discussion, okay? Not trying to offend anybody, but it's just be adults and have a discussion. Anyways, let's get right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so after the public service announcement, if you don't already know, my name is Creator, and I am joined by my co-host, Guns, and this is the 3rd Drunken Gun Podcast. So if you don't already, do us a big favor and go ahead and grab you a beer, get you something to snack on, and let's get into it, because we're going to be talking about 6 different manga / anime today, and pretty much as the title suggests, we're going to be talking about overhype and legendary animes, and pretty much we're going to be giving our opinions on these anime / manga and seeing if, in our opinion, they hold up to their legacy. So, like I said, animes are in the description, and yeah, let's get into it. So, Guns, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Well, our first anime is Dragon Ball. And it's a good show. I like the first one. I like the original Dragon Ball. I like Dragon Ball Z. I thought GT was okay. And I don't like Dragon Ball Super. So, that's my opinion on that.
So would you, as far as its legacy and like its hype, how would you rate that? Would you agree that it deserves the hype and the legacy, or would you disagree, and why?
I think that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z had hype. Especially when Dragon Ball ended. They came out with the Dragon Ball, which is Dragon Ball Z. And it was hyped around because everyone, which was a good show. But after Dragon Ball Z, there was GT, and that one barely made. So it was hyped. They continued the show, but then all the hype got drowned out by people who didn't like it. And after GT, Dragon Ball Super. And Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion, all it is a cash grab. They're just trying to make more money off the franchise. When Dragon Ball Super was announced, everyone was hyped for it. But again, there was GT. Even though the original creator created Dragon Ball Super, I think it's still overstated welcome.
So again, just in general, the Dragon Ball legacy itself, do you think it deserves its legacy? And if so, why? Or why not?
Yes, because it was good, and a lot of people grew up with it. And yeah, that's pretty much. It's good. Has like good, more or less good for a shonen. Uh, good like relationships and all that. But
Do you,
or
do you think it do you think it stands as the king of shonen even to this day?
I think it once did, but I don't. It used to hold, but then after Dragon Ball Z fell off.
Okay, cool. Appreciate your opinions. Opinions, guns. Yeah, I mean, I would pretty much have
Butter.
to, huh?
Can't wait for someone to get butter.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think, I mean, we grew up in the age where, Dragon Ball was, oh, Dragon Ball, and when everybody first started to get into anime, Dragon Ball was pretty much the first anime most people watched. I would say 90% of the people I went to school with who got into anime, their first anime was Dragon Ball. And if it wasn't Dragon Ball, it was Pokemon. Um, and I mean, I agree with you. I think that Dragon Ball, the original story, was good from what I've seen. I'm not finished it. I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan out here. I mean, I respect its legacy, and I respect the mangaka and his impact on shonen. But I'm just personally not the biggest fan of it. I like it. I'm just not the biggest fan. And the original story with Goku and Bulma traveling and forming a party, and then pretty much looking for Dragon Balls. And then in Z, you get to the power scaling and the power systems and stuff like that, and it was cool. And then Z ended, and I think after Z ended, if memory serves, if not, somebody in the comments will put it down there. But I think Kai came out, which was the remastered of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It was remastered, and they took out all the filler. And then I think, like you said, it was GT and then Supra, if I remember. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you also that it holds up as legacy, and it's a really good show. I mean, pretty much anybody who gets into anime, the two biggest ones that catch people in anime are Pokemon or Dragon Ball. Just from my experiences, I don't know about you, Guns, but from my experience, and yeah, it holds up even to this day. I mean, from and I think even 60 years from now, when who knows what anime is going to be like, I'm pretty sure everybody's still going to be talking about Dragon Ball 60 years later. So on the hype scale, yeah, I think it holds up. I think yeah, I think it's really good, and I think it deserves all the hype it has because it's an amazing manga and anime, and I think the manga did an amazing job, and the legacy will never die. Period.
Yeah.
So, all right, so moving to the future a little bit. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you ever heard of the series. It's a relatively small series. Yeah, it's a little small series. It's got one season. Has a couple volumes. I think it has like 25 volumes. I'm not sure. I can check because I want to get that. I don't want to get that wrong. Let's see how. Sorry. Want to get my facts correctly. Oh, it looks like it's only. Wow. Is that it? Really? Uh, okay. Apparently, it only has 3 volumes. Okay. I thought it had a lot more volumes than that. But anyway, 3 volume series apparently, according to Google, and 26 episodes, and it's a little known series called Cowboy BeBop. In case anybody hasn't figured it out yet, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say I love Cowboy BeBop. It's amazing, and oh boy, yeah, the legacy and the hype it has to this day. Anytime you look at a top 10 anime list, you're bound to see Cowboy BeBop on there.
Yeah.
And most of the time, Cowboy BeBop is in the top 5. So, I mean, just go on YouTube and type in top 10 animes of all time. Cowboy BeBop's going to be in the top 5. Guarantee it. Everybody loves it. It came out in 97 to 98, the original one, and then the anime was 98 through 2000, I think.
Yeah. It was only a couple year thing.
Yeah. So yeah. That's right. Oh yeah, dude. It came on Adult Swim. I remember when stuff was good on Adult Swim. But anyway, besides the point. Yeah, really just can't really say anything bad about Cowboy BeBop. Like I said, very short series. 3 volumes, 28 episodes. The legacy lives on. Everybody knows Spike. Everybody loves Spike. What say you guys?
I feel the same. Like, Cowboy BeBop is I haven't watched or read the end. I haven't read the manga, but I watched it, and I thought it was.
Yep. Ooh. So you guys heard that in the background? Anyway, yeah. I mean, I can't think of any flaws for Cowboy BeBop. I mean, the story's incredible. The characters are fantastic. The animation still holds up today, in my opinion. I mean, I could sit down and rewatch it right now and be happy with it. So, and I mean, everybody loves Spike. Everybody loves Spike. So, it just the only bad thing about Spike is for anybody who's watched it, you know how it ends, and
Yeah. Well, spoilers for 20-year-old.
Yeah. beware, spoilers for a 20-year-old anime. Something happens to Spike at the end. So, rip. And as far as legacy goes, like I said, I think it speaks for itself. You look up any top 10 anime list, Cowboy BeBop's going to be on it. It's really good. Yeah, fantastic job. So, not really big into. I'm personally not in the science fiction stuff too much, but really liked it, and it's definitely on my top 10 anime of all time. So, yeah. What say you guys? Do you have anything else to say about Cowboy BeBop? Its legacy, its hypeness, anything like that?
Not really. Everything you said, so.
Cool.
I don't think we're having disagreements on Cowboy.
Yeah, like I said, love it. Now, we're done with Cowboy BeBop, right? Guns, you don't have anything else to add on it? Okay.
Yeah, we're done with it.
So, I know we went through the first two relatively quickly, but this is the part of the list where it's a lot of series that came out when we were a little bit older, and we could, comprehend them more, and we started getting into them like early on. Like, we're getting to the series now where we were too little and we watched like a couple episodes, and then when we got older, we went back and rewatched the whole thing.
Yeah.
But we're getting into stuff now where it's like this stuff was coming out as we were growing up, and so we were able to watch it from the episode 1 when it first aired, to episode whatever when it ended, or if it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
So, and moving into the future, about 2 years after Cowboy BeBop ended, if my memory serves me correctly, because I think it came out in 2002. The anime did, anyway.
Yeah.
We're getting into mine, and I don't know about Guns. I know it's definitely up there on his list, but we're getting into my all-time favorite anime, hands down. You don't agree? That's your opinion, so I can't say much, but it's my favorite anime, period. And for those of you who figured it out, it's Naruto. And boy, I'm going to enjoy this one. So we're going to spend a little bit more time on Naruto just because, like I said, this is something that me and Guns literally grew up watching. Like, watched episode 1 and watched all the way up to 700 as it was coming out. So, or read the manga, vice versa, whatever. Same difference, okay? But Naruto. I don't really have too much to say about Naruto other than what everybody else has already said about it. But it's a incredible story about Kakashi Hatake. He's actually the protagonist, and it's his story to train these 3 little shits to become shinobi and save the world.
More or less.
So, yeah, Kakashi is the, of course, the protagonist, and which is weird because the show's called Naruto, and Naruto's not even the protagonist, which is kind of weird, but, we'll rock with it. And, yeah. And on top of that, getting back on a serious note, Naruto, of course, became one of the legendary big 3 when it comes to shonen. It was up there along with Bleach and One Piece. And as many of you know, Bleach ended up dropping off as far as sales go later on. But Naruto and One Piece, Naruto stayed up. Well, it didn't stay up there as far as sales for One Piece, but it stayed consistent in sales, and it never really had too big of a dip as far as sales go. It was very consistent. I think I'm gonna have to look it up, but I think 2006. Hey, let me look it up. Let me look it up when it ended. I want to say 2016 or 15, 2015. So it ended in 2015, and everybody's favorite sequel, Boruto, came out in 2016. So, and I mean, everybody already knows that Boruto is like more superior than Naruto. So we're not going to talk about it too much, because Boruto is legendary and Boruto is life. So, yeah, that's my very sarcastic rant. But let's say you guns go ahead and take the floor. I know Naruto, like me, you love Naruto to death. So, and I knew we were going to talk about Naruto, a lot more than we were going to talk about some of the anime on this list. Which I don't want people to think that just because we talk about Naruto more or longer that all the other stuff is bad. It's just growing up, me and Guns grew up watching Naruto. Like when episode 1 came out of OG Naruto, we were hyped for it and watched it and had been watching it for years.
Yep.
For 13 years, right? Because it ran for 13 years, 2002 to 2015. So we just...
15 was it in?
Huh?
Was it 2015?
I believe it was 2015. I just looked it up. I know the manga ended in 2015. I want to say the anime ended in 15 or 16. So let's see. Original Naruto was 2002 to 2007, and then Shippuden was from 2007 to 2017. Okay, so it was 17. Okay, well, 15 years. Okay, proves my point even more. We watched the show from beginning to end for 15 years, along with reading the manga, of course, too. And I want to say the manga came out in the year 2000 and ended in 15. So yeah, another 15 years. So. Anyway, Guns, yeah, you go ahead and take the floor.
You already gave the plot away. I like the characters of Naruto. All except one, but she were useless.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Guns' favorite character is Sakura Uchiha.
Yeah.
That's his favorite, Uchiha.
She's totally the most powerful Uchiha. All.
Yeah. Well, she was the most powerful until Zoro came and stole her Sharingan.
Yeah. I like all the characters, even the villains. I like the villains.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best played villain, Danzo.
Oh god.
Because you had no choice. So
you pretty much had no choice but to hate Danzo. The way the manga and the anime, pretty much the way Danzo was written to be, you had no choice but to hate him. And there's only been one other villain that I have hated more than Danzo. And again, it's for the same reason. He was written to be a villain, and he was written so damn good that literally I would dream about killing Danzo and this other person. And for those of you who want to know who the other person is, it's Kamoshida from Persona 5, which is the first villain you go after in Persona 5. So
yeah.
And Guns remembers that because when I first played Persona 5, I was like, Guns, I fucking hate this guy. I think I might hate him more than Danzo.
Yep.
But like I said, no choice but to hate Danzo, because of the way he was written. Pretty sure everybody hates Danzo, and I'm pretty sure everybody can agree that. Yeah, maybe not everybody can agree, but I love every member of the Akatsuki. Like, every single one of them, I love. Some of them I love more than others. I mean, my man is in the Akatsuki, okay?
Yeah.
And for those of you, for any ladies in the audience, Itachi's mine. You can keep your hands off. Okay, I claimed him a long time ago. I mean, for those of you that haven't seen our logo, I mean, pretty big Itachi fan. So, but anyway, we're getting way too off topic. As far as the legacy, how do you feel about the hype and the legacy of Naruto Guns? And do you think that Naruto and Naruto Shippuden still hold up to this day as far as hype and legacy goes? And I say Naruto and Naruto Shippuden because everybody knows Boruto is way better than the original work, but
yeah, I believe Naruto Shippuden, right, and lives up to it.
Where would you put? As far as what we discussed so far, where would you put Naruto on your list?
Oh, my top anime?
Yeah.
I would have to put it. I'd put it at
At number what?
number one.
Number one?
Yeah.
As your favorite. Not the best, but just your favorite. Okay, cool. I would have to agree for my personal list, but so far, if I had to, as far as what is better, from the list that we went over so far, like, so if I had to rank, like, what is better, and we're gonna rank all the animes we talk about at the end, as far as which ones we like the best and which ones we think deserves the hype it has. But so far, I think as far as legacy goes, I gotta say Dragon Ball, then Naruto, and then Cowboy Bebop so far. As far as height and legacy goes. Because even though I think Cowboy Bebop is a better anime, like, not as far as my favorite, but just an overall better anime than Naruto and Dragon Ball, the hype surrounding Naruto and Dragon Ball was greater than Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't see people try to Cowboy Bebop run across Area 51, but you see people try to Naruto run across Area 51, so yeah, I think the hype is of Naruto is pretty big. Okay, when you get teenagers risking their lives to go quote unquote storm Area 51, and they were wearing Naruto headbands and Naruto running into, you know, airmen fire, from 240 Bravos. I you then as a mangaka, you did something right. Okay, when you put that on the TV and that's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm not saying Masashi Kishimoto was proud that his work had people running across Area 51, but it definitely left some type of taste in his mouth.
Yeah, that did.
So, and again, I mean, Naruto, it's just to be said, it's part of the big three. One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. And I almost put Bleach on this list for us to talk about, because of Bleach, anime returning and stuff like that. But I felt Naruto was bigger than Piece, and the reason I didn't put One Piece on here is because I don't know why I didn't put it on here, because I love One Piece as well. I love One Piece, but I just feel like out of the big three, me and Guns all round know Naruto better. So
yeah,
but I still love Bleach and I still love One Piece, and I don't care what anybody says. I like Bleach, and I don't think that Bleach died off by any means, because obviously it's coming back for one. And the second reason is I don't care what anybody says. I love the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, and it's not my favorite arc, but it's not shit like people make it out to be. And I'm hoping that if they have a good anime, because I don't know the anime studio that's gonna do the animation for Bleach. I don't know if it's the same one that did the original anime, or if they're going to change studios, or if that's even been announced yet. I have no clue. But what I do know is if they animate it correctly, I think a lot of people are going to actually wake up and realize that the 1,000-Year Blood War was a very good arc. And even though it didn't end, like the final chapters didn't end to people's, favor, I was pretty satisfied with the ending. I mean, granted, they didn't do the ships I personally wanted, but I thought it was good overall. Just my little disclaimer about Bleach. So, and again, you can take it with a grain of salt, okay? If that's not your opinion, then that's cool. Let us know. We'll talk about it, as adults do. Guns, you have anything to add? I'm sorry, I'm, went on a tangent.
Not really.
Not really? Alright. So, I think that's it with Naruto. And again, final thoughts. Sorry if we're repeating ourselves, but final thoughts. Naruto is awesome. Everybody should at least watch it once, and watch or read it once. And the legacy is undeniable. Naruto is going to be one that to talk about forever, and maybe Boruto will get that way too. But until the anime stops with these fucking damn fillers and they get on their shit, that's not going to happen. And
yeah,
I'm one of those people that like the manga. I don't think that the Boruto manga is as good as Naruto manga, but I still enjoy it. So, even though Boruto he's something, and we'll just leave it at that. So, all right, Guns. You want to talk about you want to start off with the next one? Actually, well, I just reread it, so I guess I can start off with the next one, and you can kind of give your thoughts.
Yeah. All right.
So, as many of you know, a couple videos back, we talked about the 3D maneuvering gear from Attack on Titan, which is another one that was so hyped when it came out, like so hyped. And to this day, it still has its legacy, and the 4th season is going to be coming out. Going to be coming out soon, and all that stuff. Well, to refresh my mind, I started catching up on, or not catching up, but I reread the manga, and alright, so this is the part of the video where if you're one of those very opinionated people and you're going to be irresponsible and get butthurt by other people's opinions, then go ahead and turn off the video now. But if you are one of those people that can disagree and put why you disagree, you're more than welcome to stay. But basically what I'm trying to say is, from here on out, these are going to trigger some people. So just getting into it, I liked the first couple volumes that I read from Attack on Titan. I liked all the way up until, and I don't remember what chapter it is. I don't have any notes prepared. This is just off the top of my memory. But until once he got past the point of them fighting the female Titan, and them defeating the female Titan, I was like, okay, I'm into this. I'm rocking with it. I think Aaron's a little whiny bitch, and I think that he's a worse version of Kaneki, which we're going to be talking about Kaneki next. So I'll talk more on that specific thing later. But I'm sorry for any Aaron fans, but I can't stand Aaron. I absolutely, I hate his character. I hate his whiny, bitchy, annoying, monologues that he has. I hate everything about Aaron. I do not like Aaron's character, and I see a lot of videos saying Aaron's a genius, and again, if that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. Not here to trigger anybody. This is just my own personal opinion. And Guns may have a different one than me. I don't know, but I really don't like. I hate the whiny characters in anime. Now I understand in the world it's filled with Titans that are trying to eat people, and stuff like that, and you have to be, of course you're fearful, but my opinion on it is, if you're going to be, and I think I said this in a past video, and if I didn't, I'm going to say it now. The thing is if you're joining some type of military group, or police group, whether it's anime or, TV or even real life, okay? If you're in a position, if you want to go into a position where you're going to go into a battle and you might have to take somebody's life, or you might have your own life taken away, then you need to realize that you have to separate your emotions. You have to almost have your mind made up where it's a switch, and you have to switch your emotions on and off. Because in a battle, you kind of have to, because you have to stay focused, and you have to get your objective done. You can't sit there, if you see your friends get blown up. Yeah, it's hard shit, and I feel sorry for anybody who has had to see that in real life, but at the end of the day, in order to win battles and to win wars, you have to trigger your brain, like, okay, it's game time, I have to do what I have to do for my troops and my country and all that good stuff,
Yeah.
And Aaron he just does not do that. And there's a time skip. I want to say it's 2 years. Because they fight the female Titan, then they fight the armored and colossal Titan, and then Armin gets the colossal Titan, and Edwin ends up dying and all that stuff. And they finally go into the basement and they find out the history of the world, and they find out, that they're on an island, and, all this stuff, and that they were, the people had invaded to find the fountain tiding, and so they can use it, blah, 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 right? Which I didn't like any of that. I thought the story would have been better if they were just on this island with Titans, but to find out that some family, or I hate to say family, but some civilization got enslaved by another one, and then the slave broke out and fell into the world and found the first Titan, and then had, 8 more Titans? Because I think there's 9 Titans in total, so had 8 more, and made the Titans. And look, when I was reading all this, I really genuinely did not like it. I found it very confusing, especially reading the manga. I had to go back several times throughout chapters to understand what was going on, and the plot twist after plot twist after plot twist, I just don't think it was written very well. And I didn't like it. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but after basically after they found out that they were on the island, they found the history and all that stuff, I didn't like it. And I also didn't like how they had the time skip, and apparently during the time skip, Eren goes rogue, and then they betray their suppliers, which didn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry, but if a civilization that it has more technology than you is giving you technology and is your ally, and you go and betray them, you're kind of a dumbass. Like, that's like if fucking, that's like if fucking cowboys were to give Indians, revolvers and all kinds of stuff like that, and then the Indians go and betray them, which I know that didn't happen in history. I know the cowboys were assholes and the Europeans came over and stole land. I get all that. I'm just using it to show you, if somebody, you don't bite the hand that's feeding you. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then the biggest thing that really threw me off is during this time skip, Eren, before the time skip, is this whiny bitch, that cries all the fucking time, and I'm so sick of it. I'm sitting there reading like, okay, put Levi back on because I don't care about Eren. And then you find out Eren went rogue, and this is what I really don't like about it. Eren ends up going rogue, and ends up going to this, to the island undercover. He befriends the little kid. I forget the little kid's name, and gets close to Ryder. And Eren gets close to the kid, and he ends up getting close to Ryder, and the kid ends up bringing Ryder to Eren as they're getting ready to declare war. And again, it's just really weird what happens. He brings the kid brings Ryder to Eren, and Eren's sitting there in the chair, and Ryder's freaked out, of course, because he fucked up Eren's, city, and so he doesn't know what Eren's gonna do. And Eren starts talking to him and stuff like that. When a bunch of people, men, women, children, just laying waste to the land, and it didn't really make any sense to me because, again, that's not Eren's character, and we never get a backstory on why he's so aggressive, and I and his crew and the rest of the Survey Corps end up coming and saving him, and then they end up throwing him in prison. But why? First of all, why did Eren all of a sudden become a badass that kills men, women, and children? Because he just wanted to kill the Titans and the bad people, and yet he's out here killing innocent civilians. And 2, why the hell did the Survey Corps show up to save his ass when he's a traitor? You know, I don't understand it. You know, and again, somebody's going to bring up the argument. Well, Sasuke or Naruto went after Sasuke. Yeah, it's true, but Sasuke, at least Sasuke, you understood the reasoning behind. It never explains the reasoning for why Aaron's doing this. At least not where I've caught up at. And I've read a little bit past that, you know. And number two, at least Sasuke is not out there killing men, women, and children. If you remember from Naruto, Sasuke actually, there's a scene where Orochimaru wants him to kill, I think it's like 100 people, you know, 100 different warriors that's throwing at him, and Sasuke didn't kill not a single one of them. So, yeah, basically, bottom line is, I liked up to a certain point, but once they got inside the basement and they found out all this, and then there's theory after theory after theory, and there's plot twist after plot twist after plot twist. It's just, in my honest opinion, it's not written well, and it just doesn't make sense. Sorry to crash on anybody who's a fan of Attack on Titan. I mean, I can see why some people like it. I just don't personally like it because it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It's not written well, in my opinion. It doesn't make any sense. It's hard to follow. So, but I think I ranted enough. Guns, what's your opinion on AOT as far as hype and legacy and just your own personal thoughts?
I said first season is good. The last
So you didn't like. So what you're saying is you didn't like after the first season. Is that what I'm catching?
Yeah. Basically.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, you had cut out for a second. So, do you think that it deserves its hype and legacy?
First season, yeah. The rest, you're gonna enjoy the entirety, I think, for legacy.
So you don't think it deserves its hype and legacy?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, just so I'm clear, because you cut out for a little bit. First season, yes. Rest of it, no.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. All right, so moving on. I think I'm gonna let you tackle the next one. So if you want to just give us your thoughts on the next one, which is everybody's favorite Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
And let us know your thoughts on it.
Well, I like Tokyo. I would want to watch the first season, but I think the hype is strong. What about you?
So I'm coming at it from a different perspective, and I agree that the first season is good. It's not great. It's not fantastic by any means when you compare it to the manga, which I've read full throughout the manga, and I love Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re. I don't hate it, but in my opinion, it wasn't as well as Tokyo Ghoul. But we're not going to get into that specific topic. As far as Tokyo Ghoul on its own, manga, absolutely amazing. I loved it. It's one of my all-time favorite mangas. I would say definitely probably top 15, top 10. But I think after season 1 of the anime, it went to shit. And not to get into spoilers too much, but I don't need 3 whole episodes of Kaneki running while he's carrying a certain somebody who is going to die anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, bottom line, I loved the manga. First season anime was good. As far as legacy goes, yeah, I think that the hype and the legacy is there. I think once you're starting to get more into that type of series in general, once you start talking about like series like of course Tokyo Ghoul and Parasite and different stuff like that, which those are the two big ones I just popped in my head, but I think everybody understands like when you start talking about those type of series, Tokyo Ghoul is definitely up there for those types of series, and I think it will stay up there for a good while, and definitely something that will stay up probably in the top 15 of those types of series. Like I don't really want to say horror, but just those type of series. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about, and I guarantee you there's an actual name for it that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head. But those type of series, so
yeah.
And if anything, Tokyo Ghoul will be known for its opening.
Yeah, definitely.
Because even to this day, when I listen into the opening, man, it gives me chills. Like it's really good. So, what about you, Guns? Do you have anything else to add on there?
No.
No. Yeah. So, alrighty. So we're on the last one now. So just to recap before we get into the last one, because the last one's going to be a very short and sweet and to the point. We went over Dragon Ball, which I think me and Guns can. If you disagree, let me know, Guns. But I think we came to the conclusion Dragon Ball definitely deserves the hype and the legacy, and it will stay at the quote-unquote king of shonens for a good while. Cowboy BeBop. Listen, like I said earlier, if you're making a top 10 anime list, I guarantee you Cowboy BeBop's on it. Just period.
Yeah.
Naruto. Again, when you have a group of weebs go to invade a United States military base with chances of getting shot by 240 Bravo, and they're Naruto running to enter said facility, like that's, I don't think you can get more hype than that, okay?
Yeah. Sure.
Attack on Titan, if we're talking about anime, season 1, if we're talking about manga, I forget what chapter or volume it was, but before they went into the basement. Like before you found out the history and the new world and all that stuff, right? Tokyo Ghoul. I mean, the theme is on everybody's playlist. If you're a weeb, I guarantee you, the Tokyo Ghoul OP is probably on your playlist. Or if it's not, you've probably pulled it up a time or two to listen to it.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that, Guns?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
as I have.
yes. I'm gonna let Guns handle the last one, and it's everybody's favorite, most hyped, most toxic fandom people that love this manga and anime so much, and it's everybody's favorite, My Hero Academia, and I think Guns only really needs to say one word about this anime/manga series when we're just talking about it in general. So I'm going to let you take it over, Guns. Go ahead and tell the people.
Well,
just go ahead and let the people know.
The show is My Hero Academia, and it sucks.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, I know that's going to piss off a large fan base, and again, that's just our opinion, and you're more than welcome to disagree, but I don't like My Hero at all, period. Even when it first came out, I read the first few volumes, I watched the first season of it. I even went out with Devo, because I know Devo, he's not a big fan of it, but he enjoys it. But again, he's not a super big fan of it. It's not like on his, top 10. I don't even think it's on his top 15, but he does enjoy it. And we went out and saw the new movie when it came out. I forget which one it is, but yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. No matter how hard I try to get into it, I can't get into it. It's I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So, but let us know what you think down below. Even though it's probably going to be very toxic. But let us know why, and maybe we'll make another video digesting into it, because I know this podcast is going to be long enough anyway. So if you want us to tell you why we think it, or if you don't care, whatever. But yeah. So, Guns. Closing off the video, from these 6 animes, why don't you tell the people, in your opinion, the hype order of said animes, and on your opinion, of course, and I'll do mine, and then we can get out of here, because I don't think that there's anything too much more to cover. We'll just rank them, and then we'll get on out of here.
Well, out of the 6 we covered,
I just go from your number 1 to your number 6.
Yeah, I think 1 would be Cowboy BeBop.
Mm-hmm.
2 would be Naruto. 3 would be Dragon Ball. 4, Tokyo Ghoul. Number 5, Attack on Titan. 6.
Just going through mine, I pretty much agree with yours. I would just swap 2 around. So I would go number 1, Cowboy BeBop. Number 2, Naruto. Number 3, Tokyo Ghoul for me. And it's just because I'm not a big Dragon Ball fan. I haven't really watched or read too much of the anime and the manga. But I do want to check it out. So that might change in the future. This is just as of right now, because I haven't seen too much of Dragon Ball. I haven't dived into the world of Dragon Ball too much. So yeah, and then the last 2 would be Attack on Titan, and then My Hero's at the bottom for me.
Yeah.
And another thing, I just really want to, I just really want to say this, because it grinds my gears. And I know this isn't everybody; it's mainly geared towards My Hero fans, which I know not all of you guys are bad. I realize it. I know some of you guys can comprehend that it's our opinion, and it's okay to not like the same stuff you did, but I really want to get this point across. For all you guys who say you have a waifu in My Hero, I just want to let you guys know that though they're kids, and they're like 13 and 14, and you guys are a bunch of sick motherfuckers. Because every time I go somewhere, and somebody makes a comment about how, oh man, yeah, I would do her for my hero. Like, okay, dude, she's 13 or 14. Like, calm your ass down. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that, Guns, but like that really.
I feel about it.
Like, cool, have your waifu and all that good stuff, but they're kids, okay? They're kids. So, calm your ass down. Otherwise, you might have a bullet in the back of your head someday. Because trust me, where we're from, they don't play around when it comes to that type of stuff, okay? Just, just a couple not too far from where we resign. I don't know if you remember this. I know this is getting off topic, Guns, but I just want to mention this really quick because it really does bother me.
All right.
But I don't know if you remember. This was I want to say this was a couple years back, like not too far back, but maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, where they had that dad shoot that molester who was molesting his daughter, his underage daughter, and the dad killed him, and they tried to throw the dad in jail, and he got off. And it was like a big old deal. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
Yeah. You don't? All right. Well, I'll have to send you an article, but yeah, big old deal. But he ended up getting off protecting his daughter. So seriously, calm your ass down. They're 13 and 14 years old. Fucking gross. So
yeah.
Anyway, enough with the bad stuff. Let's end on a good note. So I want to toast everybody who has tuned in, listened to us. Let us know what you think. Did you agree? Did you disagree? If you did disagree, let us know why. Let's get engaged in a conversation. You tell us what you think. We'll tell you what we think. Because again, this isn't like a change my mind or anything. It's just our thoughts. Let us know yours. We'll talk about it. But other than that, my name has been Creator alongside my co-host Guns. Everybody, hopefully, stay safe. And if you guys don't already know, the golden rule around here, I'm going to tell you right now. Because the golden rule is keep your ammo hot and your beer cold. And this is Gun Nation United. You guys have a blessed